Good morning, students. Welcome back to your English class. Today we will be going on with our second unit for class 8. The first lesson of second unit, the story you have, rather it is an documentary which we are going to read today. The name of the documentary or the lesson is The Tsunami. The name tsunami is something which you are quite acquainted to, right? Tsunami means huge waves. This is the actual literary meaning of the word. Before going on with the lesson, a small map is given on the page or the first page of your lesson, and we are going to go on with that particular page. See, this is a map of Andaman and Nicobar Island, and there are few sentences given on the right hand side. 6 sentences are given. Of these 6 sentences, some sentences are right, some are wrong. So you need to find out the incorrect sentences, and what you need to do is you have to correct those incorrect sentences. First one, Katchal is an island. Go through this, you can find out Katchal, yes, it is an island. So the sentence is true. Second, it is part of Andaman group of island. Katchal is in Nicobar group of island, not in Andaman group of island. Right. So this sentence is false. So in this way you need to find out whether the sentences are correct or incorrect. Next, number 3. Nankauri is an island in the Nicobar group. Yes, it is true. Next, Katchal and Nankauri are more than 100 mile apart. No, they are very close. They are not more than 100 mile apart. Andaman and Nicobar Island are to the west of India. These are to the west, that is in the Arabian Sea, which is false. The Nicobar Island are the north of Andaman Island. The Nicobar Islands are towards the north of Andaman. It is a incorrect sentence. So this way you need to find out the correct and incorrect ones, and you need to correct those incorrect sentences. So now let's come to the second page from where the actual text starts. Tsunami. A tsunami is a very large and powerful wave caused by earthquakes under the sea. So, beneath the sea or under the sea, when earthquake occurs, then huge waves occur, sea waves, and they are called tsunamis. On 26 December 2004, a tsunami hit Thailand and parts of India such as Andaman and Nicobar group of islands and the Tamil Nadu coast. Here are some stories of courage and survival. Some people have already survived those. So we are here to learn about those people. Did animals sense that a tsunami was coming? We all say animals do have a sixth sense which we human do not have. So is it correct or is it true? So we need to find out from the story. Part 1 goes on in this way that these stories are all from Andaman and Nicobar archipelago. The stories which we are going to learn are from the Andaman and Nicobar archipelago. Archipelago means, I think you all know, archipelago is a group of island which is in huge number and are situated all together and are given a same name, that is called an archipelago. Ignatius was the manager of a cooperative society in Katchal. We all know what cooperative societies are. So Ignatius was manager of such. His wife woke him up at 6 a.m. because she felt an earthquake. There was an earthquake which his wife felt. It was around 6 in the morning. Ignatius carefully took his television set off its table and put it down on the ground so that it would not fall and break. We all know that after the actual earthquake, there are many afterquakes. So, to avoid that or to avoid such afterquakes, Ignatius put down the TV from top of the table and it was kept on the ground. Then the family rushed out of the house. After that, the family went out of the house. When the tremor stopped, then they saw the sea rising. As the tremor stopped, the sea was rising, means huge waves started coming in. In the chaos and confusion, two of his children caught hold of the hand of their mother's father and mother's brother and rushed in the opposite direction. He never saw them again. His wife was also swept away. So Ignatius, when he saw that there was huge waves which were coming inside, he warned all and they were moving out, but his children, they were moving on with his with their grandfather and uncle, but Ignatius never saw them later. Most probably they were killed by the tsunami. Only three other children who came with him were survived or were saved. Only three children who came with him were saved only. Next, Sanjeev was a policeman serving in the Kutchal Island of the Nicobar group of islands. Sanjeev was a policeman who was also serving in the same island. He somehow managed to save himself, his wife, and his baby daughter from the waves. He himself, his wife, and his daughter were saved from the waves. But then he heard cries for help from the wife of John, the guest house cook. But he heard cries from the wife of John, who was the cook of the guest house. Sanjeev jumped into the water to rescue her, but they were both swept away. So both died. Another one, 13-year-old Meghna was swept away along with her parents and 77 other people. She spent 2 days floating in the sea, holding to a wooden door. 11 times she saw relief helicopters overhead, but they did not see her. She was brought to the shore by a wave and was found walking on the seashore in a daze. She, Meghna, she saw the helicopters, the relief helicopters, they were flying over almost 11 times, but she was not rescued because in all those things which were floating on the water, the helicopter could not find her out. So later, a wave put her or brought her to the coast, and thus she survived. Almas Javed was 10 years old. She was a student of Carmel Convent in Port Blair, where her father had a petrol pump. So Almas Javed, she was a student of Carmel Convent in Port Blair, and her father had a petrol pump there. Her mother Rahila's home was in Nankauri Island. The family had gone there to celebrate the Christmas. So everyone went there for celebrating Christmas in Nankauri Island. When the tremors came early in the morning, the family was sleeping. Alma's father saw the sea water recede. Recede means to move back. The sea water was going back all of a sudden, which was a warning. He understood that the water would come rushing back with great force. He woke everyone up and tried to rush them to a safer place. So they were trying to move to a safer place. As they ran, her grandfather was hit on the head by something and fell down. Her father rushed to help him. Then came the first giant wave and swept both of them. So both of them were swept away. Alma's mother and aunts stood clinging to the leaves of a coconut tree, calling out to her. A wave uprooted the tree, and they too were washed away. Alma's mother and her aunts were clinging to the leaves of a coconut tree, but unfortunately, the whole tree was uprooted and they were also washed away. Alma saw a log of wood floating. She climbed onto it, then she fainted. Then she woke up. She was in a hospital in Kamorta. So in Kamorta, she was in a hospital when she woke up again. From there, she was brought to Port Blair. The little girl does not want to talk about the incident with anyone. She is still traumatized. Traumatized means somebody or something who is in great shock. That is called traumatized. So that's all for your part 1. In the next class, we will be going on with the part 2. Thank you.